Yeah. Okay, and we're starting this Penn Point now. This episode of Penn Point is brought to you by Gamefly. Okay, Atlas Shrugged movie to begin filming. This is from the Atlas Society. So this is crazy people talking about crazy things. Now, I'm a real fan of Atlas Shrugged and a real fan of Ayn Rand, although a friend of mine has been pointing out her support of a serial killer and the fact that to be a member of her inner circle, you had to be an absolute stark raving cult believer and believe that everything she said was right. She was the most perfect person ever. I don't believe any of that shit. Ayn Rand was a fucking whack job, but I agree with a lot that she said, and I'll tell you something, if I'd have gotten a chance, I would have fucked her, okay? Take that to the bank. I bet if one thing is right about Ayn Rand, she was a blast to fuck. Don't you think? You thinking about it? So they're making the movie, and as you know, a while ago, the movie was out that, Angelina and Brad were going to do Atlas Shrugged. It was going to be a huge movie. Well, now it's down to being independent, and John, I can't probably say his name, Aguilaro, has gone public with his latest project to film Atlas Shrugged. Independent production is set to begin filming June 11th. And I still haven't got the call to play Dagny. I still haven't got that call that Penn and Drag would be the perfect person to run trains. Anyway, after 17 years of working with major studios, 17 years, only to see projects peter out from studio delay, unworkable scripts, and bulky stars, Angelaro, how would you say that? You can they'll put a pronunciation in somewhere, okay? Because I can't pronounce it. Working with screenwriter Brian Patrick O'Toole, he's completed a script during the first part of Rand's novel through the run of John Galt line and its aftermath. That's about the first third of it, I suppose. The film to be released in the first quarter of 2011. He currently projects a 3-movie sequence following the structure of the novel. Locations have been booked and casting is nearly complete, but they haven't called Penn Jillette yet, who I will tell you right now will play any part in that movie they want, especially a bad guy. Couldn't I play like a senator? I mean, couldn't I be like an Al Franken type guy? Okay, there's obviously a lot of risk in doing it this way. Now, this is the thing. This guy who's doing it is the head of Cybex, an exercise equipment company. Oh, I think I've run on Cybex stuff. And a trustee of the Atlas Society. Taking risks for something you believe in, that's what Atlas is all about. The strength of the project is what it's always been, the power of the Ayn Rand novel. Now, the cool thing about doing this as a totally independent thing is you could have the Mel Gibson effect. If no one will put money into something, like all the people in Hollywood who thought Mel Gibson was just a crazy, fucked up Christian. Yes, Mel Gibson is a crazy, fucked up Christian, but they wouldn't put money in, so he put all his own money in, and then promoted the Passion of the Christ, which I haven't seen, but I really want to see it and just see if, just for blasphemy purposes, I can jerk off to the homoerotic SM, which is not my thing at all. Not at all. But wouldn't it be nice, just for blasphemy purposes, and just to be able to say to Mel Gibson, I jacked off during your movie? Wouldn't that be a cool enough thing to be able to do? Anyway, Mel Gibson made more money than God, who does not exist, and who Mel kind of sort of believes in, except for that part about being tolerant. He made a lot of money because no one else invested. So let's hope that Atlas Shrugged is a huge success and John of Cybex makes as much money as Mel Gibson made on his movie. This episode of Penn Point is brought to you by Gamefly. Gamefly's real easy to understand. It's just Netflix for games. I don't play games much. If I did, this is the way I would do it. Gamefly is the largest online video game rental service and offers you a choice from over 7,000 new and classic titles across all consoles and handhelds, with plans starting at $15.95 a month. Cheap. Gamefly members can rent 1 to 4 games at a time and keep them for as long as they like. 1 to 4 games at a time. Just keep them as long as you like. I just said the same thing twice, acting like I was more conversational in my own words. I said the exact same thing. Okay, once you're done playing a game, send it back and GameFly will send you the next available game on your list. It's Netflix for games. If you really like the game you're playing, simply click Keep It on the GameFly website and the game is yours at a discounted price. GameFly will even mail you the case and manuals free of charge. It's nice to get the manual, but really, you can get all those online. That's why the rental thing works so well. Penn Point fans get a 15-day free trial when they go to gamefly.com Penn. There it is right there with my thumbprint. You can see my thumbprint that shows. Go to gamefly.com/Penn for Penn Point and get 15 days free. This is Penn Point. I'm here in my little studio, in my little home at the Slammer. Penn Jillette. When I read this story, I realized that there was a phrase that came into my head that I'd never had in my head before. And that phrase, they're also saying that he is baiting them and he should show respect. You don't have to show respect for a club you don't belong to.